Happy Monday, everybody, and let's start another week. Because you know why? Yes, Mondays suck, but at the same time, we're getting that much closer to college football starting. 2 Saturdays now. 2 Saturdays away, and we'll be waking up Saturday morning with College Game Day, Pat McAfee and the crew. Whew! So week 0, granted it's not, big names, whatever, but hey, that week 1 slate, Clemson going to LSU in Death Valley on Saturday night, it's going to be amazing. Last episode breaking down the established powerhouses in the Big Ten and the ACC. This morning I'm turning the board completely upside down. In the 12-team college football playoff era, the national media loves talking about Ohio State, Georgia, Texas, and Miami. But the expanded bracket wasn't built just to hand extra home games to blue bloods. It was built for absolute chaos. And every single year, a team nobody is talking about in August puts together a 10-2 or 11-1 run, steals a conference title spot, and crashes the playoff party. So this morning, I'm bypassing the top 15 and looking at 5 true dark horse candidates with the exact roster continuity, transfer additions, and also favorable scheduling needed to lock up a playoff berth in 2026. Go grab a coffee this morning, go grab an Egg McMuffin from McDonald's, or go grab a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel from Dunkin'. And if you have a Big B coffee, I highly recommend their breakfast sandwiches because they add cream cheese to their breakfast sandwiches. The sausage, egg, and cheese is my favorite. Head over to Big B, grab yourself a bagel. Let's jump right in. Starting in at number 1 on my number 1 dark horse list, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The national narrative in the Big 12 centers around Utah, Kansas State, Colorado's still in the spotlight just because they have Deion Sanders. You have some other teams in there as well, but Joey McGuire has quietly built a physical line of scrimmage bully in Lubbock. While other programs got eaten alive by transfer portal turnover, Texas Tech retained key leadership and reinforced their secondary with elite veteran coverage guys. Before I continue about Texas Tech, I know what you guys are thinking. They just had this whole ordeal with Brendan Sorsby, gambling issue. What do? No one wants to schedule to even play Texas Tech right now for the next couple of years. So, but I'm just saying, just from a roster talent outside of Sorsby, they still have a solidified roster. They don't rely on flashy 50-point track meets. They run the football physically and control time of possession, and they play brutal defense. So in a wide open Big 12 where the top team earns an automatic top 4 playoff bye, Texas Tech has the exact veteran trench play required to win that conference and get into this year's playoff. Going on to my number 2 dark horse is in the ACC, and this is the NC State Wolfpack. If you want to find a dark horse playoff crasher, look at the schedule grid. Dave Doran's squad possesses one of the single most favorable paths in Power 4 football, because NC State not only avoids SMU and Clemson, but they also avoid Miami entirely during the regular season. And on top of that, they have a star quarterback in CJ Bailey back under center. Bailey operates with incredible poise and in his intermediate passing windows. So if NC State simply just handles business against Vanderbilt and their mid-tier ACC slate, an 11-1 record and a spot in Charlotte for the ACC title game is well within reach for the Wolfpack. I do like CJ Bailey. He was a freshman last year. The dude's tall as shit. But he's athletic, he's got an arm, he's got 1 full year under his belt in the ACC play. I definitely can see NC State making this run, and just like I said, if they beat Vanderbilt, their schedule is pretty favorable for them. Coming at number 3, we're going back to the Big 12. This is going to be the Houston Cougars. Head coach Willie Fritz is one of the premier program builders in modern college football right now, and year 3 in Houston is where the development curve spikes. The game changer here is Texas A&M transfer quarterback Connor Wigman. When healthy, Wigman possesses NFL caliber arm velocity and off-platform playmaking. Fritz's ultra-disciplined run game scheme paired with Wigman's downfield threat gives Houston the potential to be the surprise turnaround team that completely disrupts the Big 12 race. Now, coming in at number 4, we're going back to the ACC. And this is Brent Key's Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech isn't scared of big games. Brent Key has turned Atlanta into a place where ranked favorites go to die. They bring back an ultra-physical offensive line that consistently wins at the line of scrimmage on early downs. With an explosive run game that drains the clock and shortens game possessions, Georgia Tech drags elite opponents into fourth quarter dogfights. You know, if they knock off one or two marquee names early, their physical identity makes them a legitimate threat to snag an at-large 10 or 12 seed. I love Brent Key. I think he's a great coach. I like his fire. I like his schematics. I like how he keeps the other team on their toes. Like, he does a great job. I really like this pick here at number 4 for my fourth dark horse. And number 5 is kind of a surprise. It's a group of 6 team, but the USF Bulls. Rounding out, you know, the USF Bulls are going to be rounding out my list at number 5. You know, remember the highest ranked group of 6 champion gets an automatic spot in the 12-team playoff. And Alex Golesh's offense in Tampa runs at one of the fastest tempos in the nation. USF returns massive production across their skill positions and offensive line. And if USF sweeps their non-conference slate and runs the table in the AAC, they won't just be in the conversation. They'll be taking that G6 automatic bid straight to the postseason. But there you have it, guys, to start the week. Because come Thursday, I am starting with the preseason top 25. I'm going to go, 25 through 20. Start giving some season predictions for these teams as we dive closer to week 0 in college football. Might throw in a couple extra episodes for the next couple weeks, but as of right now, that is my top 5 dark horse playoff teams to watch: Texas Tech, NC State, Houston, Georgia Tech, and USF. Which sleeping giant out of those 5 do you think has the best chance to crash the 12-team playoff in 2026? Did I miss your favorite school that might be on the dark horse list? Drop your sleeper picks down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and stay tuned for our upcoming shorts breaking down each of these dark horse paths, which will be throughout the week and next week as we start to dive into the top 25, schedule predictions, record predictions, all of this stuff. I'm super excited. I appreciate you guys starting your Monday and your new week with me. Stay locked to this tape, stay disciplined, and as always, I will catch you guys on the next episode. Thank you.